Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Friday, the 20th of November. Starting off with Alba Mineral Resources, which was a firm favourite in the summer, or towards the end of the summer. Consolidation since then, but it just looks as though we're trying to break that September resistance line around 0.45, something like that. A decent weekly close above that September line, let's say from current levels upwards, 0.48 upwards. And that could see the shares on the way to an end-of-year target towards 0.8 pence. If we're lucky, upside argument really valid while we hold above the 50-day line at 0.43 or just below. Good to see a slightly different pharma biotech type contender in the frame at the moment. Allergy Therapeutics. Here we've actually got a gap reversal, i.e. the shares gapped down in October and have gapped up today through the 50-day moving average. That's normally a decent signal, the 50-day line at least, and breaking that line of resistance there from the early part of September. The view at this stage is that while we remain above the gap, and let's call that 14 pence, we could see a retest of September resistance towards 22 pence, hopefully by the end of the year. Gunsynd making another appearance today after its recent cash raise, etc. Still in that band between the 50-day line 1.11 and let's say the 1.3 level, which is that September resistance line on the daily chart. Probably want to see an end-of-day close through 1.3 pence to open up the long-promised journey towards 1.8 or even 2 pence, hopefully over the following 1 to 2 months. If you're sort of an aggressive trader, you'd already be long with a stop loss back below the 1.1 area, but at this stage waiting for that September line to be broken. IQAI is the next contender, and here we've had quite a rocky ride, let's say. The shares hitting various targets on the way up earlier in the month, but looks as though they've finally bounced yesterday, with yesterday's little tickle of the 20-day moving average at 9.75 pence, and above that we're looking for resistance on the way down, which is towards the 16.7 pence level, and obviously hoping that we will retest the best level of the month, which was up there at 23 pence by the end of the year. On to another stock which is making a welcome comeback. Immedia Pharma hasn't sort of had the excitement that its fellow pharma stocks have had, or many of them have had, are both on the way up and on the way down of late, but looks as though we've actually already broken a resistance line there from the beginning of September and a falling wedge, and basically after 2 or 3 little spikes there above the 50-day line at 11.3 pence and that broken September line, looking for at least a journey back towards the main resistance on the daily chart at 17 or 18 pence. If you're looking for a bigger picture target, and are a big fan of the stock, that line there from January heading towards 26, 27 pence would be the best case scenario over the next 2 to 3 months if we take off successfully. It is worth noting, though, we had that early November bear trap below 10 pence, sort of final flush out, which makes the idea of recovery here that much more convincing on this occasion. On to another stock which is in focus at the moment. Apparently the seller's being cleared out. That's quite believable, given that we had a little bear trap there from below the initial November support at 23.4 pence. And while there's no end-of-day close back below that level, we're looking for a return to the top of the November range at 35 pence. Be cautious on the stock, maybe wait for an end-of-day close back above the 50-day moving average at 26.8 pence. Given the rather spiky and volatile price action that we've had of late in that situation. On to a stock which doesn't get much airtime, but is looking quite tasty from a technical perspective. The reason for that is yesterday's close above the June resistance line there around the 140 level, which is probably nearer to 138. While there's no end-of-day close back below 138, we've got an ambitious-looking target here, which may be a bit too ambitious, but that resistance line there from May heading towards £2.50, 60, something like that, over the next 1 to 2 months would be a valid technical destination while there's no break back below the 138 pence zone. Moving along to Power Metals, which seems to have an announcement every 15 minutes. I think we've had a couple today already. Power Metal Resources. Here we've got shares just tickling this line of resistance there from October, just around the 2 pence level. So looking for a weekly close, or hoping for a weekly close today, above 2 pence, to then open up the prospect over the next 1 to 2 months of a target at the top of that rising trend channel from June as high as 3 pence. Stop loss at the moment on the upside argument back below, let's say, probably £1.75 would do the trick. So above 1.75, looking for 3 pence as a 1 to 2 month target there on Power Metal Resources. Just 3 to go now in the selection, and the first one is XLMedia, which is it looks like it's hit one of our targets that we had previously. That was a line of resistance from February, heading towards what's that, 43p. So just hit that now. End of day close above, or end of week close above that, could open up the next level up, which would be that January resistance line projection through 60 plus, hopefully by the end of December. And the upside argument at the moment valid while we hold above basically the initial November peak at 36 pence. I don't think we'd make the stop loss much tighter than that. So above 36, looking for 60 pence over the next month or so for XLMedia. Webis is back as well with a little move to the upside today. Need to hold above, well, it's gapped up through the 50 and 200-day moving averages, which is normally a decent signal, while we're above the 50-day average at 1.43, looking for a top of broadening triangle target from June as high as 2.4 pence. Obviously today we already spiked 2 pence and then retreated, but at least while we're above the 50-day line, the prospect of further gains is possible. Finish off with Vela, which still continues to bump along the bottom, just bumping along the 200-day line at 007 pence, and looking to break the 50-day moving average at 0.08. Probably easiest to wait for an end-of-day close above the 50-day line before targeting a retest of the 0.12 to 0.14 resistance area that we saw over recent weeks. That's it for me today. Probably have a weekend update in a couple of days' time.